Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Everyday Upland. Today, I'm here to talk about something new in Upland. Upland is making changes to their FSA rules. Well, what's the reason? Multi-accounting. I thought Upland was on top of all of that and getting rid of all the guys that have been doing it and getting them out of the game. Well, it seems not that problem. So they decided, let's change the FSA rules. Well, if you haven't noticed, right, as it says here, Upland is growing. Rio was a perfect example of that. Rio was a cheaper priced city. I wasn't able to purchase anything there. I wasn't able to, but their FSA stuff sold out instantly, and people that bought FSA properties held on to these properties for for a short period of time and were able to 20x their profits. Well, I guess Upland may have figured out that some of these 20xers are using double accounts to maximize, the opportunity to increase their net worth in this game. So Upland have decided to make some changes now. So it will now limit, let me get to it, it will now limit the amount of FSA properties um, an individual is able to purchase on their account. So the max now is 30 properties over the lifetime of their account, which is good, right? That's good because I guess I thought that the crackdown on multi accounting or multi accounts was really in effect and was very, something that Upland was able to catch. But I guess, Rio, I guess, kind of showed them that there's still a lot of people that were buying up properties and for themselves, selling it to themselves, and then turn around, mark it up 20x, and sell it to the other players who don't have multi accounts. So Upland is making some changes there, which is great, right? And also they're limiting the amount of FSA properties that can be minted per day down to 3, which is pretty good because you shouldn't be able to buy a whole bunch of FSA properties in the first place because that will encourage you from cheating because that's what happens. You open a second account, that second account use your referral code, get $6,000 or 6,000 UPIX. They use that UPIX, buy 2 or 3 properties in Rio, flip it to themselves for 2,000 each or 3,000 each or whatever it is, or 4,000 each, and then go back in and buy up even more FSA properties that are approximately 2,000, and they'll be able to buy 6 this time, and later on down the week they're able to sell. So with Upland actually doing something about it, reduces those cheaters from being able to take advantage of the situation because now once they mint it, these properties on their second account, sell it to themselves, they're now pricing it like at 20, because I think the floor at one point in Rio was about 18 to 20,000 UPIX per property, and these were in FSA neighborhoods and throughout the rest of Rio. So it's good that Upland is cracking down on this. I'm excited for this. There will be a new city being released on August 5th, right? I'm not the best at pronouncing names, so I'm going to say Mirror, right? Mirror in Rio de Janeiro. There's going to be about 5,000 FSA property, and pricing, I guess, will be about 2,500 UPIX per property. So that's good. That kind of brings me to the economic update. There's quite a bit of a mix of feelings about it. Some don't like the fact that Upland is now going to be taking some of the pool, the community pool, some of that funds out possibly, and bringing it over to the upland pool. Because if you don't know, there's two pools. There's the upland pool, which pays all its staff and run marketing and bringing in new features and stuff like that from the developers. And then the community pool now is from all of our transactions, and I think all of our minting and all those things go directly to the community pool. So the community pool is pretty much full to the brim, but the upland pool is decreasing at a very rapid rate. So it seems as if upland wants to keep that at a certain level by bringing in some of the unused community pool UPIX to help promote and push upland a little further. Um, my thing with that is if they only limit themselves to a certain portion of these of this limit themselves of how much of the community pool they will be taken out for the upland pool, because you don't really they don't really want to have so much being concentrated on the community pool. I guess that slows down the growth of the game for them. They won't be able to market and push, because I think, like, with all the individuals on YouTube like myself that do these videos on a daily basis or weekly basis or whenever these guys do it, would be enough to kind of get Upland out there, get it more advertising, or not really more advertising, but you can always find information on Upland just by typing it in the search, probably in Google, or say a lot of people do come to YouTube to check out videos or to get additional information on how things work. And Upland is one of those games in the metaverse that there's a lot of content providers or content guys out there that give a lot of information, a lot of great information on the game. And it's good that people have the ability to maybe do a little bit of research, see what all these guys are saying about it before they get into Upland. But I guess Upland would like to bring in even more new players, because new players keeps the game going. Because at certain points, people aren't really buying and selling as much. So maybe that in turns, Upland isn't able to make as much sales from certain things that would normally go to the upland pool. They're not making those sales because a lot of people are just kind of sitting back and increasing their yield and collecting their yield every day or however often they do. So Upland is making these changes. You know, I'm for, especially for the multi-accounting, to reduce that, because that is kind of crazy that people are still doing that. People are still trying to game the system and not and by doing multi-accounting. So let them do it. Let them get rid of those people, to be honest. Do whatever is necessary, because I only have my one account and that's the only one I use. It's not a thought of actually having from me having multiple accounts. So they can take 50% and they can yeah, but they can't really do that because the boosted earnings come from the community pool. The money that they want to take out of the community pool goes to Upland, and that's for the developers, for Upland itself, to promote the game, to pay developers to bring in new features and different things about the game. What else? It's all that side. It's not necessarily the side where that will increase our earnings and stuff in the game. Maybe they should increase the earnings in the game. And maybe when you mint, I'm not really sure if when you mint a new property, if what they should do is if 100% of that newly minted property goes to the community pool, they should split that and make it 50-50. 50 goes to the community pool and 50 goes to the upland pool. If they do it that way when you're minting a brand new city, that will encourage them to release more cities, obviously. But at the same time, they'll be able to make sure that when they release a city, that the city has a certain amount of properties for them to achieve their goal in whatever it is that they need that portion of the money to go towards. So it's just a matter of them trying to really work on what their budget is and how much do they need to promote upland and pay for all the stuff that they're paying for. But at the same time, I did say yesterday I thought that that investment that they received from their investors, not the players, but the other investors, the other brands that have collaborated with them. I thought the money that they received from that was what they would use to pay majority of their fees, to pay their developers, use it to market the game, and so on and so forth. But it seems as if maybe that money isn't for that, it's for whatever, and they want to make it a self-sustaining system where the game provides everything upland needs, whether it's for the players at the community pool or for upland the game and its growth in the upland pool. So it's going to be interesting, really. I really want to see the numbers on what portion they're going to be taking. We will all have a vote on that, so we'll all be able to have a say. It's only that's coming up very soon, so it's something that you guys need to really pay attention to. If it's something that you believe is important, if not, then you don't have to really worry about it. Just continue to play the game and we'll go from there. Two more things I would like to address. Jim James, I found on the Uplands website, let me see here if I can get to it. Would I be able to without it? The community directory. Okay, good. All right, here we go. Community directory. So I go to cities and neighborhood. Here's something that you mentioned. So there is a Canadian Uplanders group, all right, in Kansas City. I'm in Kansas City. I kind of checked it out and I didn't really find anything. So I don't know. I really don't know if there's actually a node there. I did check it out. Let me see if I can go back onto my, here we go. So they said they're in Maple Park and West Maple Park, okay? And I'm just gonna just do this first and then I will quickly make the switch over so you can see what's on the map here. And but one of the reasons why I brought it up is because it's talking about neighborhoods. And I assume when it talks about neighborhoods, it's talking about nodes, right? Like, for example, Century City is a node, right? Bell Harbor also is a node. I don't know what the CND is for. Maybe Bell Harbor Canadian. I'm not sure. Um, not sure about this, but there most of these. I know this one for sure is another node, right? So it's kind of weird that Upland put this on here as a community, but then when you go, or maybe I'm just not seeing it. Like I'm not the best at searching for things at all. Um, it takes me a while. I miss a lot of stuff. So yeah, let me just do the quick switch. Maybe you will be able to see it better than I can. All right, hold on one second. Um, oops, share. Oops, there we go. Yeah, so here we are in, where is this? This is, okay, Maple Park, Kansas City. And as I see it right now, and I checked just before I came on, that's one reason why I was late coming on today. Um, I don't see any buildings, right? I don't think Maple Park is fully minted out, right? There's the border right there. It's not fully minted out. There's still FSA properties. A lot of properties have been purchased. There isn't anything to get in for cheap, but at the same time, there isn't a lot of building going on, right? But this is a community here where Upland has on its website. So I'm just kind of going along the edge to see if I see anything, but I do not see anything. So I don't know. Upland must know. Upland must have an idea of where these structures are in this node. But I will keep my eye out for some Canadian related um neighborhoods. Like this one completely missed me. Let's see, let's zoom out fully. Like Kansas is massive, right? So my block explorer majority of the time is down here. That's why I have a few properties here and there. So this one is way up here. Where am I? Here we go. Maple right here. They're all the way up here. So I completely missed this one. And you know, let's see. Like for example, I think this one here. Okay, this is, yes, this is the Indonesian one. I think they're also on the community tab, right? So this one I've known, I've checked it out a few times. Not a lot of people, like I'm gonna do a video on nodes that for me I didn't know about, and there's a ton of them here in Kansas City. A ton, like you can't miss them. They're not hard to find. All you have to do is click on your first, second, or third, or fourth, or whatever is the size of the small neighborhoods throughout Kansas City, and there's nodes everywhere. It seems to me as if Kansas City is like a hidden node city. There's a lot of nodes here, and a lot of them look like this, are mostly built up. Some you can't even get into other than purchasing at the floor because everything is bought up. Kansas City got a ton of these nodes. So if you get some chance, Jim James, come on down to Kansas City, get in one of these nodes if you want. And I think there isn't, like, I know in like Cleveland there was a node at Edgewater, but I don't know what happened with that. When I just started the game, that was one of the nodes there, and I wanted to be a part of it, but it never really went anywhere. I think the same amount of homes that were built when I first started the game are the same amount that are still there. Okay, there we go. Well, that's the city. That's one of the reasons why I'm still here. I'm just trying to figure out what is going on in the city because I don't understand. The city's huge, right? There is never any talk about Kansas City. The only time you hear anyone talk about Kansas City is when it comes to yields, right? Treasure. Let's see. Right? And look, treasure hunting in Kansas City. Maybe Kansas City is a tier 4 city. I'm not really sure. But treasure hunting is not active. So like right now there's going to be one in a minute and 21 seconds. and I think I will take part in it because there's only only two people. I'll be the third person, so I'll have all day to find whatever it is that I'm looking for. Oh man, this is insane. But yeah, there's a lot of properties in Kansas to be sold, but at the same time, not all of them are nodes, but there's a ton, like I said, there's a ton of nodes here. Like I started looking through and there's a ton of nodes. So I kind of want to bring some light to Kansas City. There's a lot of good little, let's check out Harlem. This got to be a node right here. This is only like, yeah, there we go. See, just like that. This is one thing I like about it, right? Look at this. You're not getting in. And if you are, you're going to pay. See? 1.5 million. That's all you got to do, guys. If you miss all the opportunity of getting a freshly minted property, and you can't, find yourself in a node. If you can, get on their Discord if you want. And yeah, and then, go from there. Eventually, your property be worth more than what you're able to make on a new city release. If you buy a couple of them, of course, not just one, because I don't think one could do that much of a damage for you. But it's just an idea. It's something you guys can try. All right, guys. Well, that's it for me tonight. If you guys like the content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so every time I come on, you guys know I'm here, so you guys can come and watch me live. If there's anything that you would like to ask or anything you would like to correct me on, just leave me a comment. I'll respond back. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Everyday Upland, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.